Hello, Steve here from WorkSmart Systems, here to show you how the Corrective Action app works. I'm using an Android tablet today, but it works just as well on smartphone and iOS, iPad tablets and iPhones, as well as your web browser. Okay, let's click the Corrective Action icon. Just loading up. And we fire up the program. And if you see in the bottom bar, we have three buttons: one for the procedure, one for a corrective action form, and one for a corrective action register. Let's start with the procedure. And in here we've done 3 steps for the procedure. We're identifying the corrective actions, initiating a corrective action, and signing off of a corrective action. So if we take a look, this is the text we've included, and you have a pencil icon in the bottom right. If you click that, you'll find that the text is editable, and you can click and edit and tailor that to suit your organization. And you can do that for each of the 3 steps we've provided. So step 1, step 2 and step 3. Next, if we have a look at the corrective action form, we've put one example entry in there, but let's put a new entry in. We press the plus sign and you get the corrective action form. Well, obviously we need to put the date of issue in, which is compulsory. Obviously a corrective action number, which as people use this, the corrective action number increases, and so everyone knows the number. One of the problems of raising corrective actions on site is that people don't know what number to use because other people could have used numbers elsewhere. So we fill in the corrective action number and what the project that this may relate to, and then we complete section 1. So why are we raising the corrective action? Were there any other problems associated with the corrective action that helped cause it, or were a flow-on effect? You have an option of taking up to 3 photographs of what went wrong, maybe for the product or whatever, but you can now take a photo in there which you'll save into the file, and who is issuing this corrective action, and then provide some more details of the problem and the root cause of why the problem occurred in the first place. And then define the short-term actions that you're going to do to fix the problem now. Who's going to do that and by when? And that would complete section 1. Section 2 needs to be filled in to prevent a reoccurrence of this occurring again. So who would be responsible for putting any actions in to prevent the non-conformance happening again? And in section 3, when you've taken the actions and they're deemed effective, that your corrective action has been addressed, put in any comments you want, and then you can tap and sign off as completed. So you can get a stylus and you can sign off there and then put the date. I won't save that. And if you have previous entries like the one we have here, if you click it, it comes up with the text entered. If you now click the pencil icon, you can now amend or edit the record. So if you filled in section 1 and stopped there, addressed the problem and came back in a week's time, you could reopen the record up, go back to section 2 and fill section 2 in, and then you could save that, and then you could go back another week later when everything was hunky-dory and you can sign off the corrective action as being complete. So each of the records you put in, you can go back and add to them. Finally, we have a corrective action register, which acts as a summary of the corrective actions raised. So management, when they review the corrective actions, might not want to go through all the details. So they may want to know just a list of what was issued, what number, and what was the reason for the corrective action. So this acts as a summary register for a quick review of the corrective actions over time. You can identify trends or things that keep recurring from that list. Okay, well that completes the overview of the Corrective Action app. All information is stored in an Excel spreadsheet, which is kept in the cloud and is accessible by all people who have the program on their smartphones, tablets or web browser. Everyone works from the same file, and if required we can put push notifications on so that when someone raises a corrective action, the person in charge receives an email which says a corrective action has been initiated. Well, that concludes this brief presentation of the Corrective Action app. If you have any more questions, please send an email to me, steve@worksmartsystems.com.au, or give me a call on 0429 001 796. Thank you for taking the time to watch this presentation. Thank you.